Yes, this is Deputy Allerton with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Our deputies were dispatched to the 1200 block of East Summit Street earlier this morning. It was about 4 a.m. or before 4 a.m. when our deputies were dispatched, and it's been an ongoing and dynamic situation we've been dealing with. So when our deputies arrived, they discovered that there'd been an individual who had broken into multiple homes, or excuse me, attempted to break into multiple homes in this area in the 1200 block of East Summit Street. And this is down by Summit and Old Nogales highways where we're at. In final house that he attempted to break into, there was reports of a shooting that occurred. There was one victim in the residence that had injuries, was transported to the hospital. The suspect from this incident has been pronounced deceased. Now at this time we don't have the cause of death. We're still waiting to find that out and find out the nature and extent of the injuries from the suspect in this incident. As I mentioned, this is still an ongoing investigation. We're still trying to sort out and put together some of the pieces. It was a very dynamic incident, and maybe you can see behind me still that there's still a number of law enforcement vehicles, and our investigators are still here on scene trying to sort out exactly what happened and get all the information they can and find out as best they can what occurred here in the early hours this morning.
Now, the resident who was injured, was he or she shot, or do we know the nature of those injuries?
I don't have the answer to the nature of the injuries of the resident that was injured either yet. Just some of the basics of what occurred here early this morning.
And you mentioned that the victim in the residence that was transported to the hospital, we don't know if they're the person that the welfare check was in regards to, correct?
The victim that was transported to the hospital?
Yeah.
So the victim in this situation that was transported to the hospital was, from what I understand, at the residence where the 911 call initially came from.
Got it. Okay.
And it was dispatched to our deputies as a check welfare.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you've got a lot of resources devoted to this. Is part of this because you've got multiple houses to check because he attacked multiple houses?
Well, just due to the nature of this incident, first of all, because someone's deceased, we send out our homicide unit and other units, other investigative units, due to the nature of the situation. As I said, it was still somewhat dynamic and ongoing as our deputies arrived, so numerous units would come out to that. We do have our command post out here, which is staffed by our Sheriff's Auxiliary volunteers, and they come out to support the scene in what we'd consider major incidents, major crime scenes.
Do you know if the suspect successfully got into any of these homes before this shootout happened?
I don't know that at this time.
And still to be determined how many homes were actually occupied at the time?
Yeah, I also don't know how many homes were occupied, how many homes he attempted to break into, and all the details of this situation. Hopefully we'll be able to release more information later as it develops and as we come to a better understanding of what happened.
To clarify, this was a shootout between the resident and the suspect?
What the information I got was there was a shooting at the residence. I don't know who was shooting or
do you know if any deputies were involved in the shootout?
At this time, I don't have any reports of any deputies involved in the shooting, and no deputies, to my knowledge, have been injured. And at this time, there's also no danger that we're aware of to the public from this incident.
So it's not clear if there was an exchange of gunfire or there was simply gunfire?
Correct. I don't know. I know that there was simply gunfire.
Any details you can give us on the suspect, if he was known to law enforcement, anything like that?
Don't have any information on the suspect yet at this time.
Any drugs or alcohol involved in the scene?
And I don't know if there's any drugs or alcohol involved either.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.